There are 1,000 stories about ultimate power going into the wrong hands. But what if the power of a god fell into the right hands? We start in New York City, where Spider-Man is being interviewed by J. Jonah Jameson as he makes a pot of tea. 3 weird things stand out. Spider-Man is unmasked, he's wearing the black symbiote costume, and Jameson is being nice? Spider-Man, you're easily the most amazing and beloved hero of all time. Can you explain a bit about your life and your rise to ultimate power? Absolutely, Jonah. First of all, I should thank Wolverine. Before Spidey can explain to us what kind of ultimate power he has, he's distracted by a commotion in the living room. It's the Green Goblin, cackling as he stands over Uncle Ben's lifeless body. Looks like the Green Goblin murdered Uncle Ben. Jameson flies into a panic, but Peter is incredibly calm, like this is more of a minor nuisance than anything. No worries here, I'll just bring him back to life. Spidey raises his hand and does just that, raises Ben from the dead. He webs up Goblin, tosses him over his shoulder, and walks outside, like he's taking out the trash. Aunt May doesn't like it when I obliterate supervillains in the house, but when he gets outside, another nuisance. A dozen supervillains from Doc Ock to Galactus waiting at his front door. Oops, more supervillains. Here, can you hold on to this for a second? Spidey tosses the webbed up Goblin to Jameson. Do we run? No, I got this. The villains make their move towards Spidey. Doc Ock launches a metal tentacle his way, which Spidey easily avoids. It's all just a simple matter of energy redistribution. All matter is energy, and I'll modify it from one form into another. Spidey compares it to a celestial barter system, but one where he has all the say. To prove his point, he gently pokes Doc Ock in the chest as he continues Jameson's science lesson. I can decide to exchange Dr. Octopus's personal energy structure into something more useful. Doc Ock begins to fade into dust, and he's then replaced by a handful of potted plants. There's quite a few of them, isn't it? Dr. Octopus had a lot of energy. As Electro approaches, Spidey tosses a camera toward Jameson. Here, take a picture for your article. I'll finish these guys off and then give you a tour of New Parker City. Jameson's pictures are sure to make headlines. Spidey tears Ultron in half, then grows 1,000 feet tall and steps on a few more bad guys. He raises his almighty hand and evaporates a few more in a blast of cosmic energy. He grows a bit taller and decks Galactus in the face. Spidey shrinks back down and brushes his hands clean of the fight. There, easy fight. Did you get some good photos? I think so. Well, if not, I can just rewind time and give you another chance. Won't be a problem. How did Spider-Man get these powers? Spidey then leads Jameson on a tour of New Parker City. It's beautiful. Feels like a city of the future. Well, actually, it is a city of the future. Spidey brought it straight from the 32nd century. As Jameson gawks at the gorgeous cityscape, Uncle Ben chases Peter down. Ben's got the 2 loves of Peter's life, Gwen and Mary Jane, on the phone. They want to know if, Ben is hit by a speeding car. He lies dead on the street. Like last time, Jameson panics. Also like last time, Peter is calm. Dang, that's the same guy I saw speeding the other day. I should have stopped him then. A callback to when Ben died in the real timeline. Oh well, here I go. Spidey raises his hand and brings Ben back to life once more. Spidey sends his uncle away since he's in the middle of the interview, but Jameson still wants more answers. He's alive again? How did you do that? Simple. I went back in time and stopped the speedster so Ben was never killed in the first place. Spidey tries to continue the interview, but he notices Jameson staring off in the distance. What are you looking at? I think Venom just killed your Uncle Ben. Oh yeah, he did. Well, don't worry about it. Happens all the time. Spidey once again raises his hand, bringing his uncle back to life. In every Spider-Verse, Peter's curse is that his Uncle Ben will always die. But in this one, Peter has the power to bring Ben back, no matter how often the universe tries to kill him. This is astounding. How long have you had these amazing powers? Oh, about a billionth of a second. Peter has the power of a god, living his ultimate fantasies in the briefest amount of time. And I won't be keeping them. This is all just a soon-to-be-forgotten moment in the midst of a far-off cosmic battle. The cosmic battle is Secret Wars, where the Beyonder trapped all of the heroes and villains on Battle World to fight for his amusement. Dr. Doom emerged victorious, taking Beyonder's ultimate power. Spidey gives Jameson a glimpse into the future to explain everything. Through a tear in space and time, they see Dr. Doom, maskless and devoid of his trademark scars. Doom talks to a subordinate about his ultimate power. Men cannot and should not achieve perfection. Perhaps I knew that even before I gained the Beyonder's vast powers, but now I can sense the absolute truth of that statement. Because of that self-doubt, he used two heroes, Spider-Man and Wolverine, as case studies for this absolute power. How did you manage to take them along before you even had the power? This power I now possess reaches into the past, the future, all time and space. It was a small matter to change the past and to illuminate the sad inevitability of my own future. We reach back 1 hour in the past to see how this all went down. The heroes are battling robots on Battleworld, struggling to reach Galactus. Spider-Man takes a metal fist to the face. Wow, I just realized something. I really don't like being hit by robots. Beside him, his frenemy Wolverine is slicing and dicing more bots. None of us do, kid, so shut up and keep making wreckage. Meanwhile, Captain America and Thing guard Reed Richards as Reed begins to develop a plan to defeat Galactus. Reed stares at Galactus' ship in space as it begins to devour a planet. He realizes it's hopeless. We can't. Not before he steals this entire planet's energy. I've never felt this way before. I literally can't think of what to do. Cap whips out his classic motivational speech. I've often felt that way, but I've found it never hurts to keep fighting. So that's what we're going to do. Now snap out of it. Outside the atmosphere, Galactus' energy begins to envelop their world until it stops. Captain America halts in his tracks. Did it stop? What's happening? Something's gone wrong. Something interrupted the process. I believe someone is diverting Galactus' power, maybe even stealing it. It's far worse than Reed can imagine. Back in the future, Dr. Doom explains how he was stealing the power of Galactus in order to challenge the might of the Beyonder, in order to steal his power. I know I shouldn't wonder at Reed's deductions. At this movement, with my cosmic awareness, I do recognize that of the two of us, he has always been the smarter man. His intelligence is rather humbling. Back in the past, the heroes gather together to watch the cosmic battle unfold. Doom reveals that his self-doubt regarding his rival's intellect caused Doom to unintentionally give Spider-Man and Wolverine glimpses into the past, leading them toward Doom's battle with Beyonder. Wolverine catches a scent in the air, the woman he loved most in the world who had long since died. Jean? At the same time, Peter hears his name called by the love he'd long lost. Gwen? They chase these visions away from the group. As soon as they catch up to these visions of their lost loves, the visions disappear. Wolverine, did you see a blonde girl in boots, a green coat, and no? Did you see a woman with long red hair? Her scent is gone. There's no trace. That's not even possible. At that moment, a burning flame emerges in front of them. It's Jean Grey in the form of the Phoenix. That girl, is she the one you were talking about? No, the scent is all wrong. Somebody's playing a game with us. Fake Jean wraps the two heroes in a bubble of energy and flies with them toward a crack in space. Spidey asks if Wolverine knows who's playing this sick game. A possibility comes to mind. Yeah, they fly through time and space at breakneck speed, then crash land into a foggy, unfamiliar world. Rocks. We've been dumped on rocks. Better than space, we could have been stranded there, and I'm extremely partial to breathing. Suddenly, Spidey's senses go off. He tackles Wolverine right before a giant monster attacks. They stand up and look around. They're surrounded by horrifying monsters. Spidey snags Wolverine again right before another monster attacks. You can put me down anytime. I'm not your purse. I totally have a joke about that, but you've got claws and a temper. Spidey sets him down and the two go back to back, surrounded by even more monsters. I really need you to hold off those raptors while I deal with this Caterpillarosaurus. Suddenly, things get even weirder. A blast of energy hits the planet, replaced by a 1,000-foot image of the Kingpin. Are you seeing this? This is insane, right? Please tell me I ate some bad cheese and I'm hallucinating. As Spidey stares at the towering villain, a monster shoots a fireball out of its head, coming straight at Spidey. Wolverine jumps in the way, taking the blast to the chest. Wolverine! Forget it. Don't worry, I heal fast. I'm more worried about what we're fighting here. We'll make it through. I've fought worse than a few dinosaurs and a giant kingpin. Well, to be honest, I've never fought a giant kingpin before. But I had this dream where, Spidey, I think you better take a better look around. Spidey takes a break from the quips and looks to the sky. This isn't a planet, but a floating rock. Just outside, giant versions of Dr. Doom and Beyonder battle in the cosmos. I don't think you're getting the big picture. Doom and Beyonder are battling for ultimate power. Doom's will was stronger. The power felt Doom was more deserving, so the power left the Beyonder, destined for Doom. But first, a detour. Energy rains from the heavens and lands on Wolverine. Spidey Spidey rushes to his aid, providing CPR. But from the corner of his eye, Spidey notices that Wolverine's claws are turning into bone. Gene, not going, don't. This power is killing Wolverine. Spider-Man, the power is too much. You need to put me down. Put you down? You mean, no, I can't. Suddenly, Wolverine stabs Peter in the chest, but instead of impaling him, it transfers the Beyonder's absolute power. Ugh! Spidey sits wide-eyed as every secret the universe has is revealed to him. In that billionth of a second, he was a god. Back in that fake reality Peter created, he explains it all to Jonah. In that moment, which is this moment, I remade all of creation. But the moment was short. The power wasn't made for Peter, so it left him. Back in Doom's future of godhood, somewhere between space and time, he explains that this power is also far beyond his control. Just as they did for Wolverine and Spider-Man, my own self-doubt and my fears will attain reality, given life by the chaos of my mind, fueled by the Beyonder's powers, and these doubts will defeat me. In the meantime, before his inevitable loss, Doom did one last thing. He wiped the minds of Wolverine and Spider-Man, so they'd never know about the power they briefly had. They'd never remember that, for the shortest moment, they were gods.